Organized gang stalking is a harassment and discrediting campaign waged against a targeted individual. Coordinated psychological warfare attacks consisting of stalkings, noise campaigns, sensitizing to psychological tactics such as having the target being surrounded by vehicles with only one working headlight, and the spreading of lies and rumors are executed in an effort to neutralize and mentally damage the target. A targeted individual is considered an undesirable by the cult. This cult is backed by the state and society. Slander and rumors about the target are spread by agents who reside in the target's community. The target will shortly find themselves to be a scapegoat for the cult, an MKUltra subject victimized to psychological torture. They will be harassed and monitored by the Neighborhood Watch, paid perpetrators, ex-convicts, the Freemasonic lodges, and churches, satanic or religious, as well as government and law enforcement agencies who will be coordinating the psychological torture and synchronization via AI technology. Sensitization techniques are used to condition the target psychologically in order to let them know that they are being watched, and to ultimately have them either commit suicide, have a mental breakdown, or more. In my case, the cult surrounds me by one headlight vehicles almost every minute of the day, hazard lights and open car doors every few blocks, fake coughing by store employees and passers-by. It's a type of ruthless, organized harassment based in abuse for trauma-based infliction. Also, behavior and belief modification and control through synthetic hypnosis, psychological projection, and reverse psychology with focus on the target's subconscious. In order for this to work on a larger scale, a target is dehumanized, which means that they have no human rights, privacy, or safety. It's a global psychological operation with a central command and control hub. In any gang stalking, the first thing is to alter the state of the target's mind and effectively brainwash it by affecting interpretation and perception ability. Hypnosis, sensitization, anchoring, triggers, keywords, and such are used, which is more effective the more a target is exposed to perpetrators, whether online or offline. That's why they desperately want the target's attention. They know a target often very well. Another way to see it is that they are programming a target's mind through controlling external stimuli. In my case, it's one headlight vehicles installed with wigwag switches operated by cult members. It's an almost complete hostile takeover of a target's life by indirect soft force. And it's made most intense at the start as to condition and program the mind to view the world in the way the sponsors of the psychological operation want. The way to achieve this is to focus on what the target is focusing on, to manipulate that, or create psychological operations which might be a person that a target is interacting with. So they contact the person in question and convince them to become a perpetrator. However, the most effective way to achieve all of this is through making a target irrational, in despair, by trauma, to use emotions to create distress inside by outside events and such. They operate on one basic but powerful emotion, which is hate. Hate is what is supposed to be that which is manifested through mocking, harassment, sabotage, and so forth. This is the total opposite of love. Thus, being in the gang stalking program is supposed to make you feel like no one loves you. Information about the target is illegally obtained and used only when the target brings up subjects pertaining to that information. This is a sort of gaslighting, but through advanced signals and human surveillance. Gang stalking is meant to read thoughts, emotions, and such. It's meant to be seen, heard, and felt. It's meant to have a mental and emotional effect. All experience is supposed to be internalized, many times over time. It's meant to condition a behavior, a belief, an interpretation, a perception, and to change a target in various ways. This is a very evil and cruel program which must be exposed for what it really is. This is psychological torture being performed on innocents under the guise of a false investigation. My privacy and my sovereign rights have been eroded, and I will not stand for this any longer. What's being presented here is undeniable evidence of a gang stalker utilizing a wigwag switch in order to psychologically harass a target. This footage ties together all of the other videos on my channel. This shows why one-headlight vehicular harassment is commonly reported by targeted individuals. It's because the criminal gang stalkers are utilizing a wigwag switch to sensitize the target. These wigwag switches are generally illegal for use in civilian vehicles. This video provides hard evidence for targeted individuals to show to those who doubt them that the harassment they are experiencing is in fact deliberate and premeditated by criminal perpetrators. The footage captured finds the perpetrator guilty of the criminal acts of stalking, premeditated mental assault, psychological attacks on a target's psyche, and acts of domestic terrorism. Justice must be served now. This harassment must end, and this terrorist gang stalking cult must be held responsible for their crimes against humanity.